Mike Owens here, and today I'm joined by an MMA legend and MMA pioneer, Brad Pickett. Brad, how are things with you today?
Very good, 1-0 at the moment, so one good successful win. Simeon Powell done a fantastic job against definitely a tough opponent today.
What was the game plan going into Simeon's fight?
It was hard to say because the opponent has changed a few times, and this opponent actually he got now is a tough opponent. He was a dangerous striker, throws very hard, so it's just trying to not rush in and get caught by something silly. Obviously work the calf kick and also go for takedowns, because Simeon was just a striker, but now since being down at GB Top Team with the help from the coaches like myself and Ashley and that, he's developed so much with his whole game. He's not now just a striker, he's an MMA fighter now.
Yeah. Simeon has very much a poise to him. He seems to be very calculated when he's in the ring. Is that in the cage, I should say? Is that something that's natural or something that you guys have developed throughout training?
No, that's straight natural. You can see that he's a fighter. He's used to that sort of environment. He's good. That's something he's built along the way with his other coaches and stuff like that. I'm not saying that I've made him the best fighter in the world, because far from it. He came to me very established. He has some great coaching going on the way. It's just fine tuning it and just making him develop in different areas and be more MMA, which he is. You see him developing every time he fights.
I don't need to say this on camera, but it's obvious how much you've been able to develop into one of the leading coaches in the UK today, or the world more generally. But can I ask, is it something that you always thought that you would be good at? Was coaching always something that you thought would be a kind of indefinite possibility for you?
When I was fighting, I coached quite a lot, so I always helped out my team, always, So every time I learned new things when I was out in America, I come back, it's just come second nature to me. And now I'm there. I mean, it was one of those ones where in the sport, when I was fighting, there wasn't many people who had a full-on MMA career and then go into coaching. It's very, very much a new sport. Now we're getting to the stage where people are having an MMA career and now retiring. So because for me, MMA is a sport, its own sport. It's its own thing rather than kickboxing, boxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. They're all different sports.
For you, what is the essential or the greatest quality that a coach needs to have in order to get the most success from his athletes?
Honestly, not even just technical stuff aside, you got to have a good emotional intelligence. Some people need an arm around them, some people need the slaps. You just got to know how to get the best out of that individual.
100%. I know that I saw judo Kayla Harrison and Mike Brown took a trip down to your gym. What was it like meeting up with an old acquaintance in Mike Brown and the PFL poster girl in Kayla Harrison?
Me and Mike Brown are best mates, and I see my path the same as his, where he was a fantastic fire world champion. Now he's in my eyes, people can argue him, but I think he's the best MMA coach in the world. So if I could just even as a fighter, if I could be 10% as good as Mike Brown, I'd be happy. And now as a coach as well, if I could be 10% as good as Mike Brown, I'd be happy.
100%. I'd just like to very quickly touch upon your probably your closest student in Nathaniel Wood, who's returning to action in 2 weeks' time. UFC Paris fighting Jourdain. Now, I know it's very early because the fight's only recently been announced, but what are your opinions on this matchup with Nathaniel coming off the fantastic win against Rosa?
It's a very good, interesting fight. Two very good, high talent strikers. For me, this really shows, after this fight, it really showed where he fits into that weight class, and that's the whole point of him going up a weight class, so he can do what he does now, have a quick turnaround and fight again, where it's not I've got to cut weight and all that sort of thing. So sometimes a happy fight is a dangerous fighter.
Is this one of the perks of Nathaniel moving up to 145? Because he spoke to me in an interview and said he needs 8 weeks to cut the weight. So this is one of the perks of moving up, I would presume.
Exactly that. Also, that we've been in so much time away from the sport, he wants to get something back. So let's fight again. So we're going up a weight class. It gives him the ability to do that.
We've got 4 Brits in massive main events or co-main events tonight. We've got Brendan Loughnane, Anthony Joshua, Michael Venom Page, and finally Leon Edwards. What out of 4? How many do you anticipate winning? I don't want specific names. I just think out of 4, what would the number be?
Well, I can tell you, I think Leon Edwards, as much as I love him, he's got the hardest task tonight. I think he's got the hardest fight. Venom Page, I think that fight suits him. It's fucking so exciting. But and who else is fighting? Did you say?
Brendan Loughnane and obviously Anthony Joshua.
Brendan, again, is this another for him? This is another real tough fight. So he's full of beans. it's gonna be this one. I'm interested in it. I'm definitely gonna be watching that one.
Perfect. Thanks for your time, Brad. Great to stand up and talk with you.
Thank you.
Perfect. Can we very quickly get a photo, Brad?